Kia ora te whānau, ko Andrew Double A tēnei. Yes, it's me again. And this is a second take on a message I'm trying to prepare for Sunday the 29th of May. It's based on the Gospel text for the morning of John 17 verses 20 through to 26. Now I'm sitting here, it's dark outside, I'm producing it early in the morning, I'm about to fly off to Auckland because I wasn't happy with the first one that I produced, which I'm leaving up. It's also online, and it's much more of an attempt to expound the passage biblically, but I ended up feeling that I got lost in a sea of words, and I was worried that you would also, so I've done a simpler, hopefully cleaner and second version, and this hopefully will be it. So we'll read the text, John chapter 17 verses 23 to 26. This is part of Jesus' great high priestly prayer on the night that he was betrayed. I ask not only on behalf of these, says Jesus, this is a prayer, but also on behalf of those who believe in me through their word, that they may all be one, as you, Father, are in me and I am in you. May they also be one in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, so that they may be one as we are one. Now I and them and you and me, that they may become completely one, so that the world may know that you have sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. Father, I desire that those also whom you have given me may be with me where I am, to see my glory, which you have given me because you loved me before the foundation of the world. Righteous Father, the world does not know you, but I know you, and these know that you have sent me. I made your name known to them, and I will make it known, so that the love with which you have loved me may also be in them, and I in them. Well, let's say from the start, this is difficult to live out. This expression of our unity, of our oneness, of our complete oneness in Christ. And what I know is it's so easy to hate. That's a terrible word, but it's true. Those we disagree with, whether it be over theology or politics or a general philosophy of life. We have so much invested in our core beliefs. They define who we are so often and how we are. And the reality is the church has always struggled. Always. The early church, we find it in the New Testament. It's this struggle between Jew and Gentile, and how the Christian church fitted into all of that. And then it became, my observation, among other things, questions of theology and the nature of the person of God and of Christ, how it all worked together. When I was growing up, the big dividing line was between Catholics, Roman Catholics and Protestants. And I'm very grateful that is, for the most part, over. Because I myself have been greatly influenced by Ignatian spirituality, which is basically the spiritual formation of the Jesuits, which has changed my life significantly for good, and for which I'll always be grateful. Today the fault line is most obvious between evangelical and the more traditional, mainline, more liberal churches. And the problem for me for that is that I find myself straddling the wire because I'm in both camps, which is a very uncomfortable place to be. Part of the problem is that we hold too high a commitment to truth, or truth as we see it. And because it's part of who we are and how we are, that one person's orthodoxy is another person's heresy. And I can sometimes find it difficult to handle. I don't know if that's true for you. I suspect for most of us it is. And I don't always come out of conversations, out of discussions and sometimes arguments covered in a lot of glory. look back with a sense of shame at how I behaved and what was going on in me, whether they noticed it or not. But what I've come to the realization is that the only person I have any capacity to work for change in is me. I can't change the other. In fact, I'm not responsible at that point for them. I am responsible for what's happening in here, what's happening in me. It's occurred to me then that when I experience either rage or resentment or bitterness or irritation with someone else in their position, with their attitude, with their words, it's an opportunity for a bit of self-examination. What's going on here, Andrew? It's an opportunity for me to bring myself before God, maybe even in that moment, in prayer. Because it strikes me that my capacity to love others, particularly those that I struggle with, is a reflection of the extent to which I've allowed God's love to seize hold of my heart. Now, I'll just repeat that. It strikes me that my capacity to love others, particularly those I struggle with, is a reflection of the extent to which I've allowed God's love to seize hold of my heart. So I need to see that when I find myself in one of these situations, that I'm the one with the problem. It's not about them at this point anymore. It's not about what we're disagreeing over. It's not about the argument. It's not about who's right and about who's wrong. It's about what's going on in here. It's about my recognition of my need for an awareness, a deeper awareness of the grace in which I'm held, of the love that is extended towards me. I'm the one with the problem. I'm the one that needs a fresh revelation of God's love so that I can see and I can love this person in front of me. Remember, we love because God first loved us. That's how it works. So if I'm not loving, there's a part of me that hasn't fully received the love that God has extended to me. And that's not the other person's problem, that's my problem. So this moment of tension is a sign that more work needs to be done in me. It's not about them or about what we disagree over. It's about what's going on in me. And at that point, if I care enough, it's also about recognizing that there's probably stuff going on in them as well. The reality is that we're all struggling. My good friend Frank, next to Lynn, he's probably my best friend. Frank's a retired school counsellor, and he has a simple approach. He said he just assumes that the person that he's dealing with is doing the best they know how. He says it may not look very good from where he's sitting, but he said, given who they are, given their gene pool, given their history and experiences and all the things that have happened to them that have brought them to this point, he just assumes that they're doing the best that they know how. And I think it's really good. It's really good. We all want to be better. We all want to be better. But here we are. He starts at that point. We're all struggling. And I mentioned it a month ago, and I'm going to repeat it because it's one of those things that probably needs repeating. It was a poem by Miller Williams called Compassion. And here it goes. So just listen again. Allow yourself to hear this. Have compassion for everyone you meet, even if they don't want it. What seems conceit, bad manners, or cynicism is always a sign of things no ears have heard, no eyes have seen. You do not know what wars are going on down there where the spirit meets the bone. You do not know what wars are going on down there where the spirit meets the bone. It's a common struggle. And it's not just about them. It's also about me. God bless you.